Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me again today. It's always great to have you with me. Today I'm joined by Kim Shiplin. Kim is the CEO of our braiding equipment solutions provider Quitani and is going to chat to me about the importance of customizing screening applications. Kim, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Laura.
Kim, as I made reference now in my opening, vibrating screens may be considered by some as an off-the-shelf product, but there are actually so many factors at play when determining the right screen for a particular application. So in Quitani's experience, what are some of the key parameters that need to be considered for ensuring the correct screen on site?
Yeah, thanks, Laura. Vibrating screens are a very important element of a mineral processing operation and need to be custom engineered for the specific requirements of the application as well as the plant infrastructure. Productivity on operations are often measured in terms of daily, weekly, monthly production capacity, and the best production capacity of any mineral beneficiation equipment, for example, ore sorters, jigs, mineral sizes, is typically achieved within a very specific feed particle size range. Screening plays a very major important part in the beneficiation process. And when you consider that the feed to the various types of process equipment downstream of the screening process need to be within a specific feed range, size range, in order for them to perform optimally, the importance of efficient screening becomes more clear. Because as soon as the material feed is contaminated with either maybe over or under sized material, we can expect the efficiency to reduce and even costly unplanned stoppages. So therefore, reliable but efficient vibrating screening is critical to ensure the plant availability, to ensure that the feed is to specification. And screening links so many processes and plays a critical role in balancing the overall productivity, irrespective of the underlying screening application, whether or not it's in the drain and rinse circuit or dewatering or elsewhere. And lastly, the position of the screen relative to the rest of the process must be considered. Similarly, the nature and the type of plant infrastructure, the age of which actually houses the screen. So an off-the-shelf vibrating screen would have a very tough time and would hardly be able to do justice to meet all of these requirements as well as the constraints they operate under.
Brilliant, Kim, thanks. So with that said, how does Quitani actually go about determining the specific screening elements for its clients and for specific applications?
Quitani's philosophy is to closely collaborate with our customers. We like to get involved right from the early stages throughout the life cycle of the plant in which we customize screening solutions, from the construction phase through to commissioning, but throughout the life cycle of the operation. And by applying a more holistic approach, we consider how our screen interfaces into the overall process and what is its impact on the downstream equipment. So the specific screening application, dictates how our metallurgists would kick off the initial screen selection. And next we would look at the process characteristics, for example, the ore, particle size distribution, the shape, density, moisture, all the little bits, all of which influence the mechanics of the screen. And so the next step is our engineering team will then go into the mechanical design phase, where they specify the operating speed, the deck angle of the stroke to optimize the performance and the efficiency of the screen so that it achieves what it sets out to do. And we also consider the plant infrastructure that houses the screen so that the end result fits as well as meets the various parameters as well as the constraints that the plant might give. 3D modeling, for instance, today is the standard in any screen project. It's something that Quitani has been doing for many, many years and it's been part of our quality management system. And additionally to that, each design undergoes finite element analysis to ensure that the engineering integrity holds. And after fabrication and assembly, we test each and every unit on our test bench to ensure that we actually meet the initial design specifications we set out in the beginning. And then once the machine is on site, we also incorporate digital technologies that we don't only use inside our company in R&D and so on, but that facilitate the remote monitoring as well as the service support. And, to assist with screen maintenance, our service support application helps operations record and plan the maintenance needed. So all in all, we provide our customers with equipment that is efficient, meets the tonnage, and we aim to do this at the lowest cost of ownership.
And Kim, I think some very important elements there that you outlined, which are really, really valuable for the mining industry at the moment. So let's talk about some of the specific areas of expertise Quatani brings to the table. And maybe, Kim, you can highlight for me some of the unique selling points for your scalping screens, your Grizzy Feeders, and your desliming screens.
Okay, starting off with scalping, it's usually the first step in the comminution process. And typically you'll have very large particles subjecting a scalping screen to intense wear. And you've got significant drop heights, often high tonnages. And we are able to design our screens to handle such harsh conditions. In fact, we've designed single line scalping screens capable of handling up to 7,000 tons of heavy run-of-mine material per hour. Quatani's deck beams, traverse beams, side plates, all the critical parts are specifically selected and fabricated for guaranteed reliability. And we apply an integrated engineering approach in which we match the screen panel design, which we design in-house, with that of the scalping screen itself. And this allows us to achieve that balance between the screen area, the aperture layout, and the screen panel life, leading to high performance scalping and long life screen media. On moving to the Grizzlies, the Grizzy Feeders, they are used to remove excess fines from run-of-mine material prior to secondary crushing. So these machines are also subjected to some intense, harsh treatment, handling material from very, very fine material to about 1 meter lump sizes. So very, very heavy duty applications. You'll find them across gold, manganese, diamonds. And we managed to minimize the structural shock that these units undergo from the large run-of-mine material falling onto them by incorporating specialized rubber heavy duty impact decks. And what we also offer is, for example, a cast manganese grizzly bar option for the very harsh applications to ensure increased wear life. So we think of every angle of how to improve not only the performance, but the life of the unit, equipped and dedicated to exactly the application. So for desliming would be completely different. Desliming, we're removing very, very fine particles, the slime from the larger particles, in order to minimize that these fines, they interfere in the downstream process. So here we select screen media with aperture sizes of 1 millimeter or less and apply wash water on the material as it passes over the screen deck, which assists in the separation process, allowing the fine material to go through the apertures. And over the years, the large multi-slope screens have become the fashionable choice for very high capacity applications. And we've done a lot of research in that area, and to optimize the performance of our multi-slope screens, we've managed to design a more continuous curvature profile with a high number of slopes to ensure a more gradual change of direction for the material. And thereby we optimize the material velocity and improve the overall screening performance as well as life.
Wow, some excellent components of your screens there, Kim. Thanks for that outline. Sizing, is that perhaps another important area that we should be highlighting with regards to screening?
Yeah, sizing is a very broad category of screening. It can be wet or dry, where mines achieve they want to achieve a specific cut point while maximizing at the same time. Again, they want to achieve the cut point. They want to be efficient. They need to achieve a certain product quality and at the same time tonnage. So aside from we customize our screens for the specific sizing duty, but aside from just achieving the cut point and tonnage, we also aim to design our equipment for the throughput as well as the life. And depending on the sizing application, we protect our screen surfaces with specialized liner material to optimize the life even further. And some of our very large screens have been in operation for 2 decades or more. So today the mega mines are demanding very large screens that are able to screen at high capacity. And these mega mines often have a single line screen to accurately classify at high capacity, thousands of tons of hour. And Kotani has, over the years, engineered a number of these monster screens. They go up to about 4.2 meters wide, capable of running reliably, performing accurately under the harshest conditions while achieving the tonnages required.
Brilliant, Kim, thanks. And I think maybe as an overall end to our conversation, do you want to highlight any other key aspects that are often overlooked by the industry when considering screening applications?
I mean, vibrating screens, as I mentioned before, integrate various unit processes from bulk materials handling to comminution and pre-concentration. For this reason, there's an ever greater demand for reliability and uptime of critical equipment on a mine, as well as the wish for longer life. And this requires a bespoke, custom engineered vibrating screen solution that addresses the site and the application specific condition. So if you consider a brownfield project, a mine will often face aging plant infrastructure, where it's important for us to also consider the transfer of dynamic forces that our vibrating screen has into, that exerts into the building in which is housing the screen. For example, we design specialized counterbalance frames and work with a range of isolations to ensure that this dynamic force is optimized and that the interface with the building is optimized. Mines often want to upgrade their equipment, or they want to change their process. Over time, the process changes. And this is where it's important that when an OEM comes in with a retrofit or a new screen, that the effort is made to look at the changes to the plant. The changes to the plant can be extremely costly. And this is where, over the years, we've gained a lot of experience to be able to provide the mine with a screen that matches the plant infrastructure, but at the same time achieves the end result, which is efficient screening at the tonnage required. Other trends, especially in recent years, in terms of low water requirement technologies, there's a pressure on the overall water usage that mines have across the globe, and working with the customer to see how to enhance the efficient water distribution over wash water over screens, for instance, to optimize their water consumption. Ease of maintenance is another area where we design our units in such a way that we try and make it easy for a mine to maintain the equipment. For instance, in a recent project, we innovated on a screen panel replacement system, offering a fasting mechanism on the underframe, so that not only improves safety, but also the time. So, as an OEM, providing the customer peace of mind that one is able to meet the specification is important. So going beyond paper sizing, a paper exercise, actually proving the proof is in the pudding, either by showing references, or in fact, we've got a laboratory with a number of versatile dry and wet testing screens where we can actually test the material, and it allows a little bit of a differentiated approach and gives the customer the opportunity to see various options for them. And in the end, we strive to provide our customers with the best screening solution that is efficient, reliable, and always at the lowest cost in the end.
Brilliant, Kim. Thank you so much. And I think what I've really found fascinating is just how in-depth and how much work goes into putting a screen together that really is suited to a customer-specific application. And great to see the innovation that Cortana is applying to its screening solutions and the work that you do for your customers. So thanks for sharing all that information and that insight with me today. I know our market is going to really enjoy hearing from you on this.
Thank you, Laura.